Today we are rebuilding the surprise package of the Bundesliga season, SC Freiburg, who have a very good run in the Bundesliga this season. They finished in a very good European spot. That is surprising given that Freiburg surely are not one of the bigger teams in Germany. Looking at this squad, I am surprised that this team has done so well. We've got players like Doan, who is quite talented. He's 26, 80 rated. But generally speaking, we've got some older players, like this Höhler guy, Grifo as well. Günther, the captain, is 31. Ginterin, centre-back, former Dortmund player, 81 rated. But the biggest talent certainly is Atubolu in net. Well, in today's rebuild, there is one rule. We can only bring in players for a maximum of 20 million per player until we reach the Champions League in this save. We're anyway not going to spend more this season on a player because we've only got 20 million right now in our budget. We have to sell maybe one or the other player. We have gone with the counter-attacking tactical preset for Freiburg. There are also already a few players in the default youth academy, a whole list actually of them. But anyways, we've hired another scout to go to Germany to find us some midfield talents. Already a big clear out has happened. Kübler goes to Sevilla, Christian Günther to Aston Villa, the captain. He's 31, so he wasn't really of any future use for us anymore. Lucas Höhler goes to Besiktas, Manuel Gulde to Lens. We have Daniel Kofi-Kieré going to Osasuna, Nicolas Höfler to Mallorca, and Jordi Makengo to Alaves with a couple of loan moves. We have cleared out this club big time, but however now we do have some issues, certainly in terms of the left back, where we have Beste, who is right now the only man who can play on that position, and he's on a -5, so we need to address that position surely, as well as maybe a new CDM. I'm not so sure yet. Sidilia is only 73, but he's 22. Gregoric might get replaced in the future, but for now he's 77 rated, a good overall. As a very good left back option, we found Cabal from Juventus. He's only 23 years old, about 75 rating. Joining us from Juventus for 9 million. Still leaving us with about 40 million. Let's remember that we cannot spend more than 20 on one player. So we've even pulled the trigger on Maximilian Eggestein. He's quite mediocre, 75 rated. We still got 9 million from Lazio. FC Köln are in Bundesliga 2, and so we snapped up one of their players for that Eggestein replacement. Same overall, but 5 years younger. It's also a German in Eric Martel joining us for 12 million. The additions of Martel and Cabal is the only thing we need. Two 75 rated players, giving us the certainly much more youth into the team. That was one of the targets at the beginning of the season, to rejuvenate this team. And we've done a good job bringing in those two players. Grifo is still on the older side, as well as Gregoric. We will need to address that in the future. But for now, I'm happy with how this side is shaping up. Let's hope that we can give a fight in the first season, maybe for Europe already. On the youth front, we found those two players, Bergman and Graf, who are quite talented. Centre midfielder as well. It's the end of season 1, and we may have finished in a European spot here. 8th place, 47 points. I'm not so sure if that gets you Conference League football. But anyways, on 47 points, half the points of league winners Bayern Munich, who've only lost 3 games all season long. The German Cup goes to Leverkusen over Schalke. Here we've been knocked out by Köln in the 3rd round. Gregoric has been the top scorer this season, 15 goals, 13 for Doan, who is up to an 81 overall, 9 goals for Dingshi, and 6 for Grifo, with 4 for Beste from left midfield. I'm fine with this first season, even if we don't get European football. The most important thing at the start here is the growth of certain players. We will indeed though play Conference League football, so already European football in season 2. Looking at the squad, what should we be able to do? Certainly replace Grifo, maybe with Beste, maybe with a better player, because Beste is 2678. Not so sure about him. Osterhage the same, 2577 rated. But certainly Gregoric, who is now going down in overall. We do have 42 million in our budget, but can only spend 20 million per player because, of course, we are not obviously in the Champions League right now. We have effectively made yet another huge clear-out happen. Yannick Hood goes to Copenhagen, Maximilian Philipp to St. Pauli. We have Vincenzo Grifo joining VfB Stuttgart for 25 million. Osterhage going to Bournemouth for 15, and same amount of money for Gregoric going to Valencia. Bringing us up to about 90 million in our budget. Crazy money. For the striking spot, I'm going to go with a Belgian player who's only 20 years old. Coming from the French league, from Saint-Etienne for 16 million, it is Lucas Tassin. Again, for a player whose contract was expiring, we've offered about 10 million and got a top deal. A new left winger joining us in JD Gassama. Never picked him up before. Sheffield Wednesday he plays. 9 million we had to spend. We've even gone on and sold both Robert Wagner to Trabzonspor as well as Jan-Niklas Beste to Frankfurt, just to give Gassama the game time. Also gonna give game time to Bergman from the Juve. He's only 66 rated, but he has got the potential to be special. A lot of growth still in him. We do put Stasin up top, our new marksman here. We maybe have gone a little bit down in terms of overall, but certainly also in terms of age. Bergman 17, Stasin 20, and Gassama 21 years of age. Ginter is 31, the captain. Atubolu is only 23 in goal. The age of the team, overall speaking, is really good. We are going backwards at the end of season 2. 11th spot, 44 points, 12 wins, 8 draws, 14 losses in mid-table. While on the other hand, Dortmund ran away with the Bundesliga title. They really had no competition. Dortmund also beat Bayern to secure the double in the Pokal, whilst we lost in the second round to a second or third tier side in Jan Regensburg. Let's have a look at European competitions as Barcelona win the Champions League over Inter. The Europa League goes to Liverpool in an all-English affair over Aston Villa. We were of course in the Conference League where we finished in 6th place with teams like Napoli and Manchester United besides us. We skipped the playoff round, went into the round of 16 where we absolutely smashed Gil Vicente from Portugal, but lost on penalties in the quarterfinals to Shakhtar Donetsk. That hurts, because that would have been a chance to qualify for Europa League. We are still figuring out how things are going. I forgot to show you the stats, can't go backwards now, but I'm going to show you the team at the start of season 3. So yes, Ginter is at an 83 overall, Lienhard at an 81. Those two are not the youngest though anymore. Cabal also at an 81, the player we bought in season 1. Sidilia up to an 78, Martel 80 rated, Bergman who has potential to be special. We looked him into the CDM spot there and he absolutely delivered. Gassama I'm a bit disappointed with. Only 75 rated, he still didn't convert to a left midfielder. Doan though on the other hand up to an 83. Stasin and Röhl also delivering. We have got big chunks of money this season, 64 million. Of course, still the rule in place, 20 million per player until we reach the Champions League. I've decided that the left midfield spot is the most urgent one, as now we have got a big upgrade on that spot, going into the Italian league, into Serie A to sign Dan Endoy from Bologna for 20 million, just about the amount we could spend on a single player. I've even signed a new centre-back, just for squad depth purposes, and because he was for free, only 18 years of age. An Italian player, Tiziano D'Angelo, from the free agency list for €0. We have then, of course, subsequently sold JD Gassama to Leeds United for 14 million. He was a fail of a buy. We have just made a swap deal for the right-back spot, bringing in a German player, formerly of VfB Stuttgart, now playing in France, in Joshua Wagnerman from Lens for 4 million, plus Kylian Sidila, whose market value was 15 million, plus 4, he's 19, so still under the threshold. Just to show you guys that I didn't do anything fishy, Sidila's market value is 15 million. And so guys, that is how we are going into the season. With Endoy at left midfield, 25 years of age, 80 rated. Wagnerman at right back, he's also 25, 79 rated, a German as well. Keeping that German contingency in the squad. Röhl is 80 rated, which is very good to see. Stasin 80 rated at the age of 21. Very exciting to see how this team will fare this season. By the way, also loaned Tiziano D'Angelo out to Lille for season, just to give him some game time. He wouldn't get that much game time with Ginter and Lienhardt still at the peak of their powers. We also need to keep a close eye on this Atubolu's development plan, 130 weeks. That may vary, of course, but we need to keep an eye on it at least. Somehow Florian Müller, the backup goalkeeper, had a release clause of 7.3 million, which was activated by Darmstadt, so we need to hunt for another keeper as well. I found a very interesting regen from the Argentinian league, 19 years of age, already 75 rated. Talking about Manuel Oliveira from Huracan coming in for 11 points. We finish in 9th place, 52 points, which is an improvement on last season. Still no European football though. As on the other side of the table we have Borussia Dortmund, the champions once again, ahead of Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Dortmund have also won the DFB Pokal over Hannover from the 2nd division. We have lost to Leipzig in round 2, but it's really impressive that Dortmund have done back-to-back doubles in Germany. And oh my Christ, they've even done a treble. A treble, their first in history, and one of the first ever in German football history as well. Bayern have done one in 2020, but Dortmund defeat PSG in the Champions League. Europa League goes to Marseille over Spurs, and the Conference League to Napoli over Young Boys. Stasin is the man up top, 84 rated, 19 goals, 14 for Endoy, and 5 and 12 assists for Doan, who is 85 rated. Bergman up to a 73 at the age of 19. We have Martel 80 rated, Röhl 82, Endoy 81, Cabal 84 rated as well. Lienhardt and Ginter now in their 30s, so we need to replace them quite soon. But Oliveira has taken the starting spot over Atubolu. He's 80 rated, just like Atubolu, but he's played most of the games. What a crazy growth by this guy. Another bit of a mediocre season, but we've got younger players now who are gelling together, slowly but surely. Given Matthias Ginter a big move to Liverpool at the start of season 4, 25 million for the 33-year-old who is going down in overall. Joan Manzambi also joins a club I can't even pronounce, Westerlo I do believe it is, in Belgium. However, instead of improving this team, I want to let these guys fight it out. D'Angelo is back from loan. Lienhardt is alongside him, so D'Angelo is de facto the replacement of Ginter. Of course, a bit of weakness, but he will certainly shoot up if we give him the game time, just like Bergman. Röhl is very good. Doan is now the new captain. Endoy on left midfield. Cabal growing nicely. Wagnermann, they didn't really grow, but now 80 rated. Oliveira, I don't even have to say anything. We've got Atubolu as a backup. We could even start still. We've got Dingshi as a cam backup, a great bench, so we don't really need to do anything in the transfer period. It's the end of season 4 and we finish in a Champions League spot, 2nd place. Only 10 points of Bayern Munich. Granted, 10 points is a lot, but we are in 2nd place, ahead of the likes of Leverkusen, Frankfurt and Dortmund, who won the treble last season. Leverkusen defeat Dortmund in the Pokal final. We still can't make decent cup runs as we got knocked out in round 3 by Leipzig. Villarreal win the Champions League in an all-Spanish affair. That is surprising. The Europa League goes to Rangers over Arsenal, and the Conference League to Lazio over Mainz. We've done a great job. Stasin up to an 87 overall, 19 goals for him, 10 for Doan, 9 and 7 for Röhl, and even 8 goals for Endoy from left midfield. We've had a wonderful season without European football, but 2nd in the Bundesliga. We will be playing Champions League football in season 5. And also, the rule of only 20 million per player signing is lifted finally. I was anyway thinking about replacing Wagnermann at right back, but I didn't think I'd get a free agent who is already as highly rated as him. Only 16 years of age, Bruno Pons, a Spaniard, joining us from the free agency list at right back. We have made a couple of big sales as well then. Dan Endoy for 65 million to Dortmund and Joshua Wagnermann after signing Bruno Pons. We've sold to Leverkusen for 43 million. Again, the only thing we still might change this season is replacing Lienhardt because he's already 32. Otherwise, I don't really see anything that needs to be changed. Burns goes into the left midfield spot, as he's now returning from loan, from the youth setup, the default youth academy. Bergman still at CDM, he's growing nicely, just like Martel. We have got around 190 million and no restrictions in terms of spending money, so we can go big this season with the centre back. We make one big signing at the start of season 5. It is a new centre back joining the ranks of SC Freiburg, and it is a former Freiburg player as well. Making this a great reunion story, Nico Schlotterbeck joining us for 96 million from Chelsea back in the Bundesliga. With Schlotterbeck coming in, this side is now looking much more secure, especially defensively. Pons is growing nicely, Bergman growing nicely, Burns the same. We have a good team for Champions League. Obviously, we had to sell Philipp Lienhardt to Leipzig. He goes for 29.5 million after signing of Bundesliga Season 5. We had second position, 40 points after 20 games. Not a bad season at all, but still 7 points of Leverkusen in first. Whilst in the Champions League, we just about came into the playoffs. I don't know how this happened, actually. We have a good team, but only good enough for 9 points, apparently. And we are facing Dynamo Kiev in the playoff round. Let's see how things go at home against the Ukrainians. It's a 2-1 win. Burns and Stasin with the goals. Can we confirm our stay in the round of 16? Yes, 2-1 again. Doan and Stasin. 4-2 on aggregate. We move. Things could, however, take a drastic ending here, as we are facing Manchester City, are winning 1-0 the first leg through Doan, though. Be kind of sensational if we were to pass Manchester City in the round of 16. Let's see how it goes. No, we absolutely don't. We get smashed, even though we take a 2-0 lead on aggregate through Burns. They score 4 unanswered goals. Gittens with a hat-trick. We go out 4-2 on aggregate. Well, at least we will have another year of Champions League football, so that went quite well. Third place finish, 67 points ahead of the likes of Bayern Munich, Frankfurt and even Borussia Dortmund. They are the league winners this year, ahead of Leverkusen, 10 points ahead of us. But let's remember, lads, that if ever we fail to qualify for the Champions League again, we'll have to oblige once more to the rules of only signing a player for maximum 20 million. Leverkusen doing the double over Frankfurt in the cup. Whilst we've been knocked out in round 2 by Nuremberg, we really hadn't had any good cup runs so far. In the end, the Champions League goes to PSG over Inter, the Europa League to Juventus over Sparta Prague from Czechia, and the Conference League to Germany to Wolfsburg on penalties over the English side Brentford. Stasin is an absolute specimen. 26 goals for our striker, up to an 89 at the age of 24 is crazy. 14 goals for Doan, who is up to an 89 as well at the age of 31. And even Burns has grown by 3 to an 85 with 14 goals. The board doesn't agree. Top right, you can see a very bad manager rating. We still had, in my opinion, a good season. Third in, of course, the Bundesliga. Round 2 of the Cup isn't great, but round of 16 of the Champions League is not bad for a first participation. 115 million that we can use to its fullest. I was looking at it, and actually Eric Martel was the weak point of this team, and so I decided to swap him out for an absolute specimen of a CDM. Haven't used him all that often. Ardon Yashari joining us for 50 million plus Martel from Bologna for that CDM spot. Yashari coming in, is 26, 86 rated, strengthens the base of that midfield. A Swiss international, and our team in general is looking absolutely incredible. D'Angelo at centre back might be a weakness, if you can call him that, but otherwise it's a wonderful team. So considering that weakness, I've decided to make another step towards improving the team long term. Bringing in a German centre back in Oliver Ziegler from Lille for 40 million plus Tiziano D'Angelo, who goes the other way. Even though Ziegler is one overall lower rated than D'Angelo, he is only 19 and an exciting prospect to team up with Schlotterbeck. And qualified for the Champions League knockouts for the playoff rounds. 19th, 10 points, not great, but even better than Barcelona, who haven't even finished inside the playoffs. In those playoffs, we will face Chelsea in a double-headed affair. Whilst in the Bundesliga, we are in a title race with Frankfurt. Frankfurt are in first with only one loss so far. We have 2 losses on 39 points. We are facing Chelsea at home in the first leg. It's a 1-1 draw. Doan with the equaliser in the 59th minute. Still everything to play for in the second leg. Can we upset Chelsea at Stamford Bridge? Let's wait and see. Yes, it's a 2-0 win. Doan and Pons with the goals. We move to the round of 16. Another English team in Aston Villa, first at Freiburg Stadium, and we win 1-0. Burns with the only goal of the game. We are in a good position going to the Midlands. We have the advantage from the first leg. Will we power through to the quarterfinals? Yes, 3-1 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. Bergman in the first minute, Doan with another goal. We move. AC Milan it is in the quarterfinals. First at home again, and we lose this time. Rangers with the only goal of the game. Will we need another season? Probably yes. Let's see how it goes. Away to Milan. Can we turn things around? No. We nearly did. Stasin with a brace, but Rodrigo and Benacer give Milan the semi-finals. We are out in the quarters. At the end of the season, we finish in 3rd position. We once again claim Champions League football, but once again also fall short in the title race. 65 points, that is just not enough to win a title. 11 draws are too many. Union Berlin win the cup over 2nd division side Nuremberg, whilst we once again fall short very early doors to Hamburg in round 2. In the end, the Champions League goes to Real Madrid over Arsenal, Europa League to Manchester City over Wolfsburg, and Athletic Club claimed the Conference League over Newcastle United. Stasin is really delivering. 24 goals, 17 for Doan with 12 assists is great as well. But otherwise, not so great, the stats. 10 goals for Burns, 89 rated. Yashari with 8 goals from CDM, 4th best scorer. We are there or thereabouts, but still couldn't complete the challenge. Quarterfinals of the Champions League. We are getting closer. 3rd in Bundesliga. Still, we need to be more consistent if you want to win the big trophies. Certainly, though, the bench will need some improvements. Brown has returned from loan. He's the backup striker. Very good one. Natubolu is a good backup goalkeeper. Dinchi a good cam. But yeah, probably new centre-back, left-back. And yeah, maybe even a winger. I'm not so sure yet. So we've just signed a German centre-back, 24 years of age. Around 81 rated, Oliver Meyer from Bochum for 22 million. His contract was expiring as well. As a backup winger, I'm going with a Spanish player from Valencia. 28-year-old right midfielder Diego Lopez joining us for 56 million. That's it, no money left, all spent on those 2 backup players. However, the bench is now looking much more tasty with those Meyer and Lopez in there. Certainly Lopez can have an impact from the bench. Schröder might be sold here, the youth academy player, not really up to anything, helping us in any point of season 7. We are in 1st position, only 1 loss in 19 games, 50 points, 6 ahead of Leipzig. Things are even going well in the Champions League. We are sitting in 1st position after the league phase is done. 0 losses in 8 games. Great performances all over the park. The round of 16 we face Manchester United first away at Old Trafford. Let's see how things turn out. It's a 3-1 win. Diego Lopez came on and scored the brace in the second half. Second leg at home at the Freiburg Stadium. Another win, 1-0. Burns with the only goal of the game. We are through to the quarterfinals. It is quarterfinal time, first leg. Away from home, this time the other side of Manchester. Manchester City. Against the Sky Blues at the Etihad. It's a 1-0 win. Röhl with the only goal of the game. We are in a good position going to Freiburg. Confirm our spot in the semi-finals and defeat back-to-back Manchester clubs. Yes, but it had to go through extra time because Manchester City were 2-1 up. Bergman and Stasin then scored in extra time. Bergman with a brace, actually. He saved us. Of course, it had to be PSG in the semi-finals. Away from home first, and we get a 2-1 loss. Lee Kang-in Hato with the goals. Yashari got us one back, but we are in a losing position heading home. Will we fall at the final hurdle or overcome PSG to advance to the final? We are failing in the semis. Bergman and Yashari with the goals, but Lee Kang-in and Due crush our dreams. We are out in the semi-finals. To put insult to injury, Doan is going to join Frankfurt when the transfer window opens. I didn't renew his contract. I forgot, to be honest, to renew his contract, and so he will be leaving. We need to find a replacement for him because Lopez is certainly not high enough rated. Well, at least we've won the title. That is a good thing. 81 points, only one defeat all season long. 9 draws nearly destroyed us at the end, but with 4 points over Leipzig, we win the league. Not winning the cup though, as Bayern win that over Leverkusen. Once again, we got cooked in round 2. I mean, those cup runs have been absolutely awful. Champions League goes to PSG, the team that knocked us out over Juventus. Europa League to Villarreal over Chelsea. And the Conference League to Nice, to France, over Feyenoord. I mean, Ritsu Doan, we will have to make it without him next season. 36 contributions for him, 32 years of age, 33 even now. 22 goals for Stassin and 14 for Burns, who's also up to a 90 overall. The team is good. We just need a replacement for Doan and we are good to go. I really thought we could win the Champions League this season, but in the end we were knocked out at the final hurdle before the final. At least we are the Bundesliga champions, so we can build on that in Season 8. So as expected, we make one big money signing to bring in that right midfielder replacing Doan. Coming in from the Premier League, it is a French player in Ryan Cherki joining us from Crystal Palace for 80 million. Cherki comes in at an 88 overall at the age of 27. He's of course taking the place of Lopez, who is now 29. 85 rated, a very good backup. But yeah, this team is more than ready to attack bigger things, bigger fishes than the Bundesliga, which means, of course, attacking the Champions League. The first trophy we have to play for this season is the Super Cup. We won the league, of course, last season, facing Bayern, and we win 2-0. Röhl and Pons with the goals. First trophy of the season, of Season 8. Halfway point of Season 8, and we are on an invincible season right now, as we have won 18, drawn 2, and lost 0 games so far. 10 points clear of Leipzig in second. We've even topped our Champions League group. 7 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss. 21 points, 2 ahead of Manchester City. Now, in the round of 16, we are facing Porto. Away from home in the first leg. It's a 1-all draw, still everything to play for in the second leg. Let's focus on that second leg. At home, will we overcome Porto? Yes, absolutely. Yashari and Stassin with a brace. 4-2 on aggregate, 3-1 on the night. Whilst in the quarterfinals, we are facing OGC Nice from France. First at home at the SC Stadium, and it's a 2-1 win. Stassin and Yashari score our goals. Can we progress to the semi-finals in back-to-back years? Yes, a 2-0 win. Stassin and Cherki blow out Nice and bring us to the semi-finals. It is semi-final time. We are facing Tottenham Hotspur. First away from home. It's a 2-all draw in the first leg. Stassin with a brace. The question is, will this be it? Will we finally reach the Champions League final? Absolutely. We obliterate Spurs 4-0. Röhl with a brace in the first half. Burns and Dingshi in the second. We absolutely dismantle Spurs. 6-2 on aggregate. Just look at this team. The ratings on these players, absolutely insane. Every single one in this starting 11 is fantastic. Even the bench, Atubo, Lumaya, Zoma, Lopez, Brown, and Dingshi, all over the 80 overall. In the final, we will face Liverpool. A big, big Champions League final clash. Whilst on the other hand, we win the Bundesliga by a landslide by 10 points over Leipzig. Absolutely dominant. 3 losses. We've even won the German Cup, defeating Bayern Munich in the final. 2-1. So we could do a treble. We are on for the treble. And I can easily see why. 38 goals for Stassin, 92 rated, 23 and 14 for Numan Cherki. And even 20 goals for Merlin Röhl, who is from the default team here at Freiburg. 10 goals for his backup Dingshi, not too bad either. However, now it is time for Freiburg against Liverpool at their hated rivals Manchester United ground at Old Trafford. Here is Ramos for Liverpool. Gonzalo Ramos playing it into Fernandes, who gets the reverse pass, but Oliveira with a first big save after 10 minutes. Yao Diaune, a wonder kid, using his body very well here. Liverpool playing themselves in another dangerous position and another save by our keeper. We're a little bit under the cosh early doors, as now we have a chance of our own and take the lead. 18 minutes in, Stassin, our superstar, up top. I picked him up in one of the first seasons And now he does this in the Champions League final. Oh, good pass here by Liverpool. They try to react right away. Another save by Oliveira. Still very hot though as Diao gets the ball back, but somehow we clear it away. Here you go, Liverpool again to Roger Fernandez. Return pass. It's 1-1. 31 minutes. That would have been a penalty as well, I presume. But Roger Fernandez, who starts off at Benfica, not at Benfica, at Braga in this game. We try to go forward right away again through Cherki, who looks for Pons. Now Röhl. Röhl tries to take one from distance. Good save. And Liverpool nearly bring themselves into trouble. They still do, but clear it away. No penalty either. Here's Yashari. Our midfield maestro Yashari looking for a wonderful ball into Stasin, who just about gets blocked in the last second. Oh, careful. Here goes Diao. Still Diao, we don't take the ball off of him, and that was a stupid mistake as now he makes it 2-1. Still have a big mission on our hands here in the second half, as going up 1-0 everything was fine, but now 1-1, and then certainly the second goal broke our necks, but we try to respond and nearly do. Good save by the keeper. Good ball once again in behind for Diao, who looks to take on Pons, plays it back into Ribeiro, now Larsen. I don't know most of these players, but Larsen plays in a beautiful ball for his striker. At least Oliveira can catch this one. We want to give Liverpool a run for their money as now Cherki takes a shot. All-out attack. That's why I bring on Brown for CDM Bergman, one of our academy products. Brown as well, of course, but the American has to deliver here. Here's Cherki. Cherki looking for Burns. Here is Burns. Looking to go back inside. Röhl now. Röhl. We have to find something. This is Brown, but doesn't get the ball. Still we are there. This is Stasin to all. Finally we get the goal. Finally we do get it, and it's Stasin again. A brace for the big man up top. We had to work for it so hard. Finally Stasin finds a shot that he can fire without anyone blocking it. Now we have to be careful, of course, with two strikers up top. We cannot get exposed too much in our defense. As now Brown steals the ball off his man, but doesn't get the ball to Stasin. He should have taken a shot by himself. I'm an idiot. An end-to-end game right here. As Burns now burns through that left side. Past everyone. Burns! Oh, that nearly went in, but it is extra time. Good interception by Schlotterbeck. No foul, says the referee as well. Here is Cherki again. Cherki, we haven't seen too much of him. Maybe now, as he picks out a pass! A pass for Brown, the substitute. Cherki wasn't really there, but when he is there, he's absolutely on it. As he picks out a brilliant pass for Brown, who makes it 3-2. We are close to securing our first Champions League in Freiburg's history. De Ligt also playing for Liverpool. What is going on? We have De Ligt here. This is Diao now into Larsen. Long ball, no problem for Oliveira. We bring off Stasin and again change to a 4-2-3-1 with Brown now up top. Sommer comes in for Stasin. And I even want to give out a run out to Lopez, the right midfielder, who has done a lot for this team from the bench. Good interception by Captain Röhl, who is absolutely on it. Röhl, of course, from the default setup, as I said before. Now tries to strike one, and Mamardashvili needs to make a save. Big foul now by Sommer, who just came on. He just came onto the field. Will that be a red card? I can't believe it. Sommer just came on 5 minutes earlier. Now he is already sent off. We are very close to securing the win here as Kulusevski runs through here on that right side, giving it into Larsen. Schlotterbeck intervenes, clears it, and now we just cannot lose the ball. That's exactly what we do, though, as Liverpool try to gather one last chance through Keane. Moise Keane, and Oliveira again still. Diao on the ball, puts it back for Jones. Another shot blocked. We are nearly there. We should be there now, and we are. Freiburg are on top of Europe, securing a treble. an intense Champions League final where we had to defeat the Reds from Anfield. Not the Reds, but the Reds, like the color red. I don't want to get into any fight here with anyone, but we have done it. Freiburg from Germany, never won a Champions League before, never even won a league, a Bundesliga before, and now they've done it, winning the treble, the Lutz, the cup as well, defeating Bayern Munich there. And that is it for today. As lads, I hope you really enjoyed this one. Took me a long time to record this, but if you did, then please by all means drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also tell me in the comments what else you'd like to see next, as I'm going to leave you with the celebrations of the Champions League trophy. The OG of this squad remaining is Röhl. We had to endure a lot of pain during those 8 seasons, but finally we've done it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. It's been Rebuild Sombrero. See you next time. I'm out.